Hello, Sonia from Sonyas Quilts and Embroidery. How's everyone today? I had put down in my description, on my description about my videos when I first started, oh geez, probably a year and a half ago, that I was going to do a daily vlog of the goings on in a commercial quilt shop. Commercial meaning that this is not a hobby. This is what I do every day. I clock in here when I get ready every morning. Sometimes it may not be till noon. I worked on a quilt till 5 o'clock this morning, and I was back out here at a little before 12. So I think that's pretty good. 7 hours down. I'm working on cutting the slashes, the little slashes in a rag quilt made out of blue jeans. And geez, it's like painting lattice. Have you ever painted lattice? I've painted lattice before. Very frustrating because you think, man, that looks good. I did a good job painting this lattice. And you take a half a step to either direction and you think, oh my gosh, I forgot. I haven't even got half of this thing painted because it's sneaky how that lattice hides its unpainted surfaces. But cutting up I was trying to stay organized with the cutting of the t-shirt quilt, of the blue jean rag quilt. I was trying to stay organized with that. Go down one row and then go back down the other row and all that. But I reckon I veered off from my plan, and so I've got a load of towels in the wash machine right now, and I think they're probably done by now. So I'm gonna go in there and throw that blue jean rag quilt into the wash machine, and I'm going to put it in the dryer after it gets through washing, and whatever edges have not been cut yet will show up like a neon sign. They'll be like a beacon if they've not been cut yet. But I am working on putting a binding on this. Got to put a binding on this, get this in the mail today. I was out of shipping supplies, so I shipped, I've got some shipping supplies today. I like to ship in the poly bags because there's no weight of a box that I have to pay for. And so I got some, you see them back there on the table, they're turquoise, pretty. I've been using some ugly gray ones, but I got some really pretty turquoise ones came in today from Amazon. And turns out that I was paying too much for the gray ones, and these are a little bit bigger, so they'll hold throws, they'll hold baby quilts, they'll hold a dozen Santa bags. So I'm glad I got those in. I don't have to run and pick those up. I need to get the bigger ones for the big quilts, but I can't remember the size that works well, so I guess I'll have to go buy one more of those for 75 cents down the road at the shipping place, so I can get the dimensions on it, so I can look it up on Amazon and see what size they are, so I can order some of them. I was paying 75 cents for the big ones and 50 cents for the small ones, which are smaller than what I got today, and the ones I got today cost about 14 cents a piece. So, but I got a phone call from I got a message from my son last night that they were having to take my little Noah to Vanderbilt this morning because they suspected that he was sick again. He is, and a lot of people, like a lot of you know about my little Matthew and Noah. They are, we have 7 grandsons and 3 granddaughters, but Matthew and Noah, I guess, are special. They're not more special than the rest of the grandkids. They're just special in their own way because they were born in Central America. They actually belong to my oldest son. They're my oldest son's children that he met while he was in Honduras visiting my father. My father has been a dual citizen of Honduras and the United States for several years now. After the death of my mother, he moved to Honduras to become a missionary and open up an orphanage. And he met a woman and married her. She is a year older than my son. and they have 3 more children. So besides me and my 2 sisters and my brother that live here, I've got a brother and 2 sisters that live in Central America. So the youngest one is 3 years old. I've got a sister that's 52 years younger than me. Raise your hand if you can say that. Raise your hand if you say you got a sibling that's 52 years younger than you. But anyway, Matthew and Noah were born down there, and they were rescued by my youngest son and his wife a little over 3 years ago. They got here and oh my goodness, did not speak a word of English, not one word. I reckon no is universal, but that's about it. We picked up a few Spanish words to get by, but they learned so quick how to speak English. And so now they're just a hoot to be around. Only occasionally now do we have to explain to them what a word means. For the most part, they are doing very, very, very well. I asked Matthew, he is in the 4th grade now, I asked him the other day if he had graduated from the class he takes, English as a second language. He said no. He said, I took the test of what they call me abuela, and I missed it by 1 point. So after being here 3 years, he is almost ready to graduate from English as a second language. So they are very, very smart. In math, they are just absolutely great. But I got a message from my son last night. They're going to have to take Noah to Vanderbilt, to the hospital. Him and his wife suspected that he was sick. Last year, he had pneumonia about 4 or 5 times. Twice. Once he had a abscess, I believe it was on his left lung. It was about half the size of a baseball, and he was in the hospital for 10 days for that. Had to drain it, had to have a complete blood transfusion. It was just like they were taking him apart. Let's put him back together is the way I'm just feeling. They wouldn't let me come to the hospital because Noah, at that point, if I was there, he would want to go home with me. And if you said, no, you can't go, he would have cried. I would have cried. I'd probably packed up and stayed there the rest of the time that he was there. So they said, just please do not come because he will cry and want to go home with you. So I stayed away, and it was very, very hard, but I stayed away, and he got well. He was doing good, and then 2 or 3 months later, he got an abscess on his right lung. So the first of the year, he went in for about his 6th bone marrow, testing his bone marrow to see why his immune system is so low, and they cannot find anything wrong with him. They have tested his Matthew's DNA. They've tested Noah's DNA. We got his biological father to come in, and they tested his DNA. Cannot find out why Noah has basically no immune system. So they put him on these shots to boost his immune system, and he's 7 years old, and he takes 1 shot every night in the top of the leg, and he has even given himself the shot a couple of times, and he takes them like a man every night, and he's been doing well. He's not been in the hospital this whole year. So I was glad. They went to Vanderbilt this morning. I talked to my son, and he does not have pneumonia. He does not have another abscess. They think he's just got a mild asthma attack. So he's on his way back home and back to school tomorrow. And I talked to him, and he said, when can I come to your house? And I said, this weekend. And he said, Saturday? I said, yeah, Saturday be good. He said, how about Friday? So I don't know if he's coming Friday or Saturday. He may come Friday and stay Saturday night too. I don't know. His biggest thrill in life is to stay 2 nights. Abuela, can I stay 2 nights? 2 nights wears me out. But all the rest of the grandkids are so sweet and so funny and so much fun to be around. Very respectful. They yes ma'am and no ma'am and yes sir and no sir, and just a joy to be around. But Matthew and Noah has just got that little special spot, because they lived for several years without us even knowing them. And we were eating one night at a restaurant, and I told them, after they were able to understand me very, very well, and we could have a conversation, and I told them, I said, I want you to know that I think you are the bravest people the bravest two boys I've ever known. No, you're not just brave little boys. You are just the bravest two people I've ever known. And they looked at me and they said, why? I said, because you left the country that you knew, the country that you were familiar with. You left the language you knew. You left the language that you were comfortable with. You left your mother, and you came here to this country, and you have excelled in everything that you've done. And I just want you to know that I think you are so, so brave, and that I admired you a lot, because how many people could actually do that? And they were 4 years old and 7 years old when that happened. So they are just absolutely, if somebody said, who is your hero? I would say, I got two. I have two heroes, and their names are Matthew and Noah. Yes, they are at the most, they're just absolutely so brave. I guess they took a leap of faith that they were going to be taken care of, and they were going to be loved, and they have been, and they're stinkers. They can be little stinkers, but they're such a joy to have around. But anyway, today I've got Santa bags going. Okay, it's kicked off. It's time to change the thread color, and it stops it stops halfway through making the Santa bags. I've got to go do that. The Santa bags are coming to a close. Thank you, Lord. They're coming to a close. Getting those done. I have got a quilt and some Santa bags to ship today. We're doing the stadium blankets for high schools, and I've got those going from Pennsylvania to an order came in from Florida yesterday, but it's actually going to be shipped to Illinois. I got to ship one to Pennsylvania. I picked up 14 more of the stadium blankets at my suppliers yesterday, and so we've got a good supply of those. Bethany will be back Friday and Saturday to do those. I only do Santa bags when she's not here, so because they take some trimming and take designing we have to design those on the designing program we have on the computer. So she does all of that, and she's really, really good at it. I can do it, but I'd rather be at my sewing machine, and my big sewing machine, instead of at the embroidery machine. If that's all I had to do was embroidery, I'd be over there all the time, but I have to be over here putting the quilts together. So I stay here. I eat my lunch here. I do a lot right here at this sewing machine. But anyway, I always stay up until my daughter gets home from work, which is 2:30 in the morning. But this morning I was on a roll clipping that blue jean rag quilt, so I continued to do that till about 5 o'clock this morning. And then I got to where my hand wasn't numb. It's just like it wouldn't work anymore. So I decided to give it a break, and I'm going to throw it in the washer and just see. You will be able to see the parts that I missed. So I will go back, and that will just kind of give me a visual on, and I hope when I take it out of the dryer that it's mostly frizzed up. Frizzed up is good. Not frizzed is not good. So I'm hoping, and I clipped for hours, probably 4 or 5 hours last night. So I'm hoping, and it's only 60 inches by 60 inches, but you have to clip every seam twice, because you cannot, I cannot snip between, through two layers of blue jean. So I have to snip one layer and then go back and snip another layer, which that's one seam. And they're 5-inch squares, so they're 14 by 14 inch squares. It's a lot of snipping to do. So that's the kind of thing I take in the house to do while I'm watching TV, and so I'm hoping that it's almost done. On my Facebook page, Sonyas Quilts and Embroidery, had a huge response from some t-shirt quilts that I made the last few days. The Alabama t-shirt quilts, and I've done Auburn t-shirt quilts. I've done Hard Rock Cafe, Harley Davidson, and all of those do not fall under the copyright protected things. The t-shirts were bought, they're now private property, so those can be made into t-shirt quilts, and that comes straight from the lawyers from the SEC. I've talked to them personally on the phone. They called me. So anyway, that's what's going on today. Got to get my whole day is aimed toward getting some things packaged up to ship, and I'm gonna be doing that, which I've got to do this finish up this concert quilt, put the binding on it. My Noah's good and going home. He'll go back to school tomorrow, and maybe we'll get to go to the fair Friday or Saturday night. I don't really care for the fair. They do. So my husband's been gone all week teaching a basic EMT class in Birmingham, and then working his regular job yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And then he taught Monday, and he'll go teach. He'll get off work Friday morning, and he'll teach again Friday and Saturday before he comes home Saturday night. And I think that will be going on for about 6 weeks. So the next 6 weeks I should get a lot of work done. He's not any trouble. He doesn't get in my way. It's just knowing that he's here, and I like to cook for him when he's home, so don't have to cook for him. But anyway, that's what's going on today. Not much, nothing. That's why I guess I have trouble doing a daily vlog, is because I don't think this is very exciting around here. I don't think it's very exciting at all. I mean, it's just, I get up every morning, and whatever project is laying on my machine when I go in is the one that I pick up and start on the next day. And then as soon as it's done, I fold it up, put a label on it, put it in a shipping bag, and I put an address on it and put it in a basket. And well, that's not that basket, that's my garbage can. And when my shipping basket gets full, I pick it up, take it to the post office, which I like to only go 1 day a week, but we've been getting so many of the stadium blanket orders that I try to get those out as fast as I can, and almost all of those have been shipped. And then we've got more orders on those. I think we're behind about 10 on those, and Bethany will get those done this weekend. And a lady from Tennessee came down yesterday and brought me a purse that she would like to have her, somebody gave it to her to bring to me to put her monogram on it. I'm not sure if it can be monogrammed or not. It's got pockets on both sides, and I'm going to let Bethany look at it and let her make the determination, because she has embroidered some things before that I didn't think were possible, and she has managed to pull it off. So anyway, that's what's going on, and I'm going to get back to work, and I'm going to do a tutorial here pretty soon. I had a special request to do a tutorial on how I put pictures on quilts. I've got to work out some things. I burnt my heat press. My heat press burned up, and I didn't know what it was, and it was off to the left side of me, kind of out of eye shot, but not out of earshot, because I was sitting there sewing one day and I heard a noise, and I'm like, what was that? And then I thought, well, nothing bit me, so I'm going to keep sewing. So all of a sudden, I caught it that time out of the corner of my eye. The heat press was spitting fireballs out, and I don't like that. So I went over and pulled the cord out of the wall. My son and daughter-in-law bought it for me for Christmas a couple of years ago, and I just really started using it. And so I don't do vinyl. I use the heat press to do put interfacing on things, like to do the teddy bears and stuff like that. And I had turned it on to get it heated up to do a project, and it started spitting fireballs at me. So I pulled it out of the wall, and I got my husband to open up the back. He's a paramedic, not an electrician, and he said, well, I don't see anywhere that it's arced, or there's no burnt black spots or anything. So my son came over a few days later, and he opened it up and he looked. He is an electrician. He opened it up. His mama, the control panel is fried, and he said it would be cheaper to buy a new machine than it would be to order a new control panel, and and put that on and everything. So I have not replaced that yet. Actually, I did. I replaced it with one that I thought was sufficient size for what I do, and it came in. I took it out of the box, I plugged it up, and the machine does not get hot enough to transfer pictures onto fabric. It has to be 365 degrees, and this machine only got to 320, which is totally useless for most everything that a heat press is made for. So I sent it back, got a refund on it, and I have not replaced that one. I need a 15 by 15 inch one, and I haven't gotten that one yet. So that's my hold up on doing pictures on fabric. Now, I still do them. My niece has got one, and I run them off here at the house, and I go to her house and I transfer them over to fabric. But that's not feasible to do a how-to video on that. So that's my holdup, is replacing my heat press. But anyway, y'all have a great day. It's a beautiful day here. It seems to be cooling off, maybe just a degree or two a day. After each day, it's a little bit cooler, and then we'll have another really hot day, and then it'll cool off. But I think it's just going to cool off gradually, and I think like week after next it's supposed to be like the 70s, and that will be so wonderful. It seems that the heat gets me down. I have no energy. I have to have a nap. I work out here with an air conditioner, and it does not keep me cool enough. And so some days about 3 o'clock I have to go in and lay down for a little while. It just saps all of my energy and take me a little nap. Sometimes I come back out here and sometimes I don't. But yeah, the heat, you sling around quilts in July in Alabama and don't see if you don't get hot. So when it cools off weather, you won't be able to keep up with me. I mean, I will be high stepping come cooler weather. I like the cool weather. I like wintertime. Not a fan of summertime. I love wintertime. So I'm not let's see, what was back in the 70s? They would say, they call people sun worshipers. I'm not a sun worshiper. I'm more apt to howl at the moon than I am to be laying out in the sun. You will never catch me voluntarily laying in the sunshine. Ever. Never. I'm very fair complected. I burn easily. And I just don't enjoy the sunshine. I like the fact that it makes things grow, but I don't crave a tan and don't deliberately sit out in the sunshine. Thank you all so much. Have a great day. Subscribe if you enjoy my content. I'm almost to 250 subscribers, and that is absolutely astounding to me. And when I get to 250, I am going to do a giveaway. It will be the last giveaway I will do before I get to 1,000. I did a giveaway at 150. I gave away a throw size quilt. The 250 mark, I'm going to give away a set of shopping bags, like for like people that like to go grocery shopping, that go to places that do not supply bags, that kind of shopping bags. It'll probably be a set of 4 or 5 of them, and I will let you know how you enter into that, how you sign up for that drawing, and that will be when I hit 250. I'll give you those instructions. Thank you all so very, very much, and have a great day. Bye-bye.